Hey, what's up, y'all? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I'm back from Mr. Social Corner. So, yes, this is the celebrity and social gossip and news. So, hey, what's up? If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel, Mr. 14. Hit that subscribe button right now and hit the thumbs up so you can like the button, like the video, and also hit the notification bell so you be notified all my videos. My social platform is Mr. Grown on Instagram, and my Twitter is Thomas_Grown. And then my Discord is Mr. 14, #3488. And the link to my Discord is down in the description box. All right, y'all. Yes, we got some topics to discuss. Hope y'all ready to share your opinions and everything. And let's get into it because, baby, we got some things to talk. I forgot to put my banner up last time, but here we go. What's going on? Hey, what's up, y'all? So we have a lineup today. So we're going to talk about order. I'm going to talk about order. The first topic is an 8th grader share her desires to a teacher. So we're going to talk about with that. We're going to listen to the audio, and then we're going to have out the commentary. And then we're going to have Tia Mowry. She said, listen, she graduated from marriage. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about customer service. What you think about customer service? What you expect from customer service? And it's Candiace Tweet. That's linked to that. So we're going to talk about that. Kelly Rowland. She had an interview recently with Marseille. And this interviewer, which I get sick and tired of interviewers doing this, started to talk about Beyonce and comparing her to Beyonce. So we're going to talk about that. Xscape Drama, and then Shanquella Robinson will end it with that. All right. So let's see, y'all. So shout out to Jada for sending me this topic. So great. Thanks for sending that to me. Hold on. She is a whole star to herself, and I hate when they're trying to play her like that. Like she don't be doing anything. All three of the ladies of Destiny Child are doing them. You know, you don't hear from much of Michelle, but Michelle's doing her. She's quiet. Kelly's doing her, and Beyonce doing her. Like they all doing themselves. And I'm tired of them. They're doing that, especially with the Kelly Beyonce thing. I'm tired of them comparing them. It's like she's a whole star herself. You don't need to get. I know she's tired of keep hearing that. That's a sister. That's a best friend. And she always go support her. Just like Beyonce always go support her. They each other. They there for each other, for their children and everything. But we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do that. So all right, let's get this together. To this 8th grader. So shout out to Jada for sending me the topic. It's a little short. Yes, and this 8th grader, they asked, "Would you want inspired to be?" And listen what this 8th grader said, y'all. It's sad. But are we shocked and surprised at this moment?
Great girls, and I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, "So are you going to have a husband?" And she said, "No." And I said, "Please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married." She said, "Because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support." Jeez. And then she said, "Why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs." And I said, "Well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?" Jeez.
Y'all heard what she said? So she had a talk with her 8th graders. And one particular 8th graders said that she wants to be inspired to be a baby mother for 2 kids without being married to the person she having kids with. So they asked her, "So why are you inspired to be married with 2 kids and not being with the guy?" She said, "Well, I want to get married. I ain't going to collect child support. And there must be something wrong with him if I marry him for the kids." So you will have a baby with someone just to collect child support. But there's something wrong with them if you're going to get married with the person who you have kids with. And I was like, for her to have that mindset at 8th grade, to think that she would be set for life, being just on child support, I don't know the reality that she thinks she's going to get, but she needs to learn the hard way. Not everyone's going to be paying child support, and not everyone's freaking have money to pay child support. And if they do get child support, you better be lucky. But you never know. For you, the fact that you want to have kids with not being married to them because you think it's weird being married to the person, but yes, it's not weird to collect the child support and be just a baby mama. It's like that. And who should grow up? Who raised this girl? Should have that mindset to go on. So what's your thoughts? If you had your daughter go to school to say this in class, how do you feel? And if you was a person, the teacher, to even hear this, how y'all feel about this? Because I was like, and it's crazy that this generation, yes, they get sexualized, and they are freaking advancing their ways of the sex and the bursaries and all that stuff like that. But for her to even have the mindset that she was aspired to be a baby mom when not being married, it's like crazy. Not saying that people is not having kids without wedlock. I'm not saying that, and that's her choice. But the fact that the thing is that she wanted to just do that and not be married at all and just have kids, just collect child support. Not because she had kids just in case it happens, but the fact that she would do that to have child support. But if she get married, it'd be something wrong with them. That's so sad. Yo, that was 8. Yes, an 8th grader response. 8th grader response. And thank you for Jada for sending me this, because I was like, wow, I was shocked to even hear that. And 8th grade, that's the time when you was like, before high school, that's like a turmoil time, because it's like a transitioning between from being coddled from elementary school. You do everything with one teacher and everything. You go up to the same person, the same class, each segment. Like 8th grade, first kindergarten to 5th grade, you have the same people you with. Just like 6th and 8th, you stay with the same class, but you had different teachers. So it's a transitioning from the end of be coddled with everything by your teacher, be telling you what to do and everything, and then you have every class different teachers, but the same class of group of people, but the same different teachers. And then you get to high school, you have different teachers and everything, and it's like, and not the same group of people class. You just have home, but you had different. So it's a transition, and it's like pre-adolescence and to adolescent stage, when the puberty starts and then everything, and then find themselves and the bullying starts and everything. So for her to have that mindset already advanced of just want to be a baby mama, it's like they're already all picking up on this. Exactly. Very sad. Yep. This was mentioned in love and hip hop. Exactly. I would be very worried. I would encourage to see what else is beyond being just a baby mama. Exactly. And then, not saying that you had to expire the marriage, because I know they put pressure on women to be married. So I'm not saying that she has to be married, but the fact that she was allowed to have kids, just to collect child support, that was like kind of alarming. I'm a single mother of 2, no child support. I want my children having this mentality. Fuck that mindset. It's sad. Exactly, Stephanie. Exactly. And my mother was a single mother. She raised 2 boys on her own and everything. Don't you think she would love to have someone to be there for her and help her with her kids and everything? She had to struggle, work, do everything she had to do. That's why now, if every chance I get, if I can, I could give. Because I know how much she did for us. Yes, it's a question age to have this concept developed. Yes. So hopefully that this teacher is working on them, working with these kids, not just her. Maybe other kids might have that same mindset. But that particular lady, just sit down with her and see the options that she has. Bring the family in, like what's going on, like what's happening to how to have the mindset in her household. They had that impression that that's what she could aspire to be. And then on top of the social media is being heavy now, when people are just having kids left and right, thinking they can get kids on God with money. I think that's not everybody gonna have that. Some people have guys with a broke guy who can't afford nothing, but you just have a kid with them just because you want to have a kid. And they can't do nothing for you. And the God forbid you try and send them to child support, what they gonna garnish? They can't garnish nothing they don't have. Don't bring the family in there. I probably said that wrong. Don't probably bring the family in. See what their family is and see how they got their mindset. Observe. That's what I was saying. Yes. Mm-hmm. Could do a group. Yes, they could do a group intervention. Yes. Something like that in that mindset. In middle school and stuff like that. Because you do a lot of groups. And because I did work in the high school, middle school, when I had some groups of boys, and I had 2 group of boys, and I had to teach them about different things about anger management, stress, a lot of things, dealing with loss, all that stuff. So we did a lot of things. The pressure, bullying, everything. And so that was the mindset. And I was like, oh no, girl. Help her get better options. And as the fact that she wanted to dimmer herself just to be a baby mama and not under nothing else, not to be an entrepreneur, not be like a successful businesswoman, not being have successful money, have independence, financial independence, so you have to worry about having money and child support. The fact that she don't view her life anymore but being a baby mama, that is the terrible thing to let go by. But let's play to this girl. Hopefully we can get an update if anything, but that's what it is. So that teacher, commended her for even sharing this, because it's like it's an eye opener, and it also shows that you really have to talk to these kids. Now these days, I know a lot of people want to stray away and not talk to the kids. I said no, because at the end of the day, if you don't teach them, they're gonna get it from social media, and social media gonna be their person they go to. Just like back in the days, we go to our friends, and then because we didn't have big of social media like when we were growing up, so we had. If your parent was not involved, you find it from outside, your friend group, and other people, outside influence. Now they can just sit down in a freaking house, be on internet all day, and get anything loaded to their brains. And we don't need to have that. We don't. And if you're growing up to have kids, you got to grow up to shape their lives, their mindset. Because ain't no way that a child should have that mindset at this point of age, in 8th grade. All right, y'all. So let's just move on to the next topic. Right? And social media doesn't give a fuck about them. Bad thing is, these days, some kids don't want to hear what your parents say. Exactly. Because it's all about technology. Because it's out of social media. This person did this, and that, and they're not making it. And it's a cycle effect that the celebrities. Like, it's not their responsibility to teach your kids because they doing dumb, but everybody glorifies celebrities like they so freaking God. That's another heavy thing to even go by, that they doing this and they seeing this, and sometimes they're going to repercussions and stuff like that, and they realize that they may have more leeway because they're famous and the celebrity got money. It's like that, and then you have people glorifying being baby mom and getting all this, and this is this, and you want the cash, you want the money. It's all that. Also in the music, no, don't stream y'all, don't start acting up. All this money and all that stuff, and it is terrible, but we have to do better. And also break the cycle of just having kids just to have kids. No, if you know you ain't been ready to do that to help the development in all way, shape, or form, just don't have them. And you just push thoughts to them aside because you didn't deal with your childhood and everything. It's a lot. It's a lot of levels to this mindset that these kids have now. But you can have a whole dissertation, but it's not a PhD class. Jam. Let's go to the next topic. All right. So let's take a moment to honor the honorees who decide to elevate and graduate from one level of their lifespan to the next, and just grow, transition from one stage of life to another. So will you please stand? Please stand and welcome the graduates. Tia Mowry said she graduated from marriage. And I played this song because it was a nice touch to it. So she graduated and everything. And my thing is not the graduation. So I took it out there, y'all. I brought it out. The pomp of circumstances. Yes. I brought it out. She had this mindset, and based on her interview, and I saw it, like I was talking about it, and I forgot to get the interview, but I do remember what basically she was saying. It is that she learned to find herself. She was unhappy for a while, and then after a while, she discovered she's happy. She found a purpose. She found her life. She found everything that she needs. She did what she had to do. Hey, Empress, how you doing, boo? It's been a while. So she found her purpose. She found her life and everything, and she had a successful marriage with Corey. Even though at the later part of her marriage, she was unhappy for a while, and then she found happiness, and she realized that, you know what, I'm about me, and I move forward in my stage of life. That's what she made labeled as a graduation for marriage. And I think people need to start having that mindset a little bit. And not because you might not feel something way about it because you've been with someone for so long. You may feel some emotions, you might feel some feelings. But when you find yourself, when you have lost yourself within a marriage to the point that you're not yourself. And you don't have your separate personality, your separate individuality in this marriage. It's all wrapped up in living day by day, but you don't see the other side of life of you because you dimming yourself of the marriage. And not because you had a lot of hardships. Yes, you might have up and downs. And according to her, she had a successful marriage with Corey. They had 2 beautiful kids. They did what they had to do. And at this stage of life, she don't deem that marriage, being married to him, was the right thing for her. She decided to elevate, get divorced, and move on. And that doesn't mean that she go be bitter. Doesn't mean that she had to be mean. Doesn't mean she had to be grouchy. Doesn't mean she had to go the whole nocturnal and World War III up in here because she got divorced. And I know a lot of people had this mindset when you get divorced, it's always ugly. Sometimes divorce is not always ugly for people. Sometimes it's amicable agreement between both parties to move on. And when you find your happiness, and that's why I tell people sometimes, even though you get married, you're still an individual person. Some people get married and think they control the other person. They get married that you could think that you could what you could do, what you demand of the person. They had to do what you had to do because you married to them. No, you married to the partnership of 2, but you still an individual at the end of the day. So when one person, like Tia says, after a while, she start losing herself and she just not having been happy, then what purpose are you fulfilling in a marriage when you're not 100% self, or at least towards that? So that's how I played the graduation song. It was funny, but it was like she said she graduated from marriage because at the end of the day, it's like, and then sometimes marriage is not always the end or be goal. Or be goal. What the hell I'm saying? End or be or scenario. Some people don't even end up getting married. Doesn't mean they're miserable. Doesn't mean they was not qualified. Doesn't mean they don't have a qualification to be married. Doesn't mean they couldn't find one. It is the fact that it just never happened for them. But doesn't mean they are miserable because they didn't get married. So when I was reading the comments and everything and how people was kind of like dragging Tia for even mention that or have a positive outlook, I was like, at the end of the day, yes, divorce could be ugly, but not everybody take divorce or a transition from one life to another. That's what she took it. She now taking it as an ending. She taking it as, yes, it's the end of one thing and move to the next chapter. That's what graduation is. When you transition, you complete your stage of life. Whenever she completed her marriage, she did what she had to do. She did her purpose. Then she moving on to the next stage of life. Whether you think it's a good analogy or not, I feel like in her mindset, that's what she's taking it. It's a positive thing. It's like you don't always have to be upset and miserable of you moving on from marriage. So when she said divorce is a graduation for marriage, it's a graduation because you moving on to the next stage of your life. Now, whether or not he might feel the same way or he has some different sentiments of the marriage being ending and he has some feelings, which it's going to be there. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be there in both parties. But some people is mature enough to well enough to know was that they're not going to let their emotions get the best of them. They're just going to move on. And if she feel like she want to move on, let her move on. It don't always have to be nasty. It don't always have to be. So I was like, what's your thoughts when you heard Tia Mowry of her decision of calling it a graduation for marriage? And also wanted to tell people is that don't stay in a marriage because you want to stay in the marriage because you can't find no one or you settling it. And that's what a lot of people have is like, if you're miserable and people have been in marriage for a long time and not happy. And also, successful marriages does not mean how long the time you've been together. It's the quality of the marriage you have been together. So when people mention that, oh, they've been together for 20 years and 15 years and stuff like that, but most of the time when you ask them, are you really been happy in a marriage like that? And most of the time they say, no, they wasn't happy. They just stood together because of the sake or whatever. Maybe the kids, they want to wait till the kids get older, or the financial reasons, or they don't feel like they can find anyone else. And not that. And it's like, mm-hmm. Yes, I feel like she was more emotionally involved than he was. She finally was good news. She bounced back. Yes. Yes, it's possible. She probably was more invested than he was. And that's what maybe she probably was more she was upset, not upset, like unhappy for a while. And then she found herself, and she found the purpose, she found the thing, and she found what she needed to be, and realized that being in this marriage was not the end goal for her anymore. Not because she doesn't love him anymore, not because she didn't love what happened in marriage and everything. It's because she found a new stage in her life that is her purpose. And whether she get married again or not, that's on her, but it can't be with Corey. For this thing. So I was like, stay in marriage is not always a good thing for you. Because sometimes your kids does pick up on that. And then they have their own relationships, realizing that I see my parents being miserable, and they don't think I noticed or even seeing it, or they think I wasn't paying attention, but I was. And they may have been miserable together and then being apart. I'd rather them being apart and being good for me, but no, they stay a thing for us, but it's not sometimes. So, what's going on? Now streaming, I want to act up all the time. Come on now. Y'all hear me? I think y'all hear me, right? Yeah, so I just feel like it's not always the end all goal. And if you don't get married, it's fine. But don't get a marriage because you want to settle and stay in it because you need to stay in it. Do that because you want to be and you have a common goal with the person you're with. And that's what it is. If you're not happy, then don't stay in it. Because you go growing and billion years being unhappy, and then the years doesn't amount to nothing because you didn't feel no fulfillment of it. And that's what I was thinking of. So yes, I was being messy and petty playing the graduation song because I was like, it was funny. But I was like, it was a good touch to say that sometimes have a different outlook. Now I know everybody's always had this one perception of what somebody should act and how they should be and how they should act towards a certain situation. Just because you get a divorce doesn't mean you got to be miserable. Doesn't mean you can't have a positive outlook. Doesn't mean you can have a good outlook of something else. Doesn't mean that you got to be all distraught. Doesn't mean that she's not going to have feelings of the guy she's been with for years. She will. She does. But doesn't mean that she had to stay in it. And that she had to be miserable because she made a decision for herself. And whether he agree or not, and that's what it is. But that's what I have to say. And that's still for Tia Mowry, because I know a lot of people were shocked when she announced the divorce. So hopefully I have more opinions about this. All right, let's share this Candiace Tweet and set this up before we go to all right, do y'all see that? No, I don't think y'all can see it. Let me enlarge it. All right. All right, so Candiace made this tweet, y'all. If y'all don't know, Candiace is from Real Housewives of Potomac. Despite how y'all feel about her or not, it's not about how y'all feel about her as a character of the show, because it's not about the show. It's about a tweet that she put it out there, right? So my thing is, I will ask y'all, what do y'all think of customer service? What customer service means to you? That's one. And also, I want to see how your opinions about what she said. All right? So I will share mine, and then I want to see your opinions about it, all right? So Candiace said, if I'm traveling via Uber in your car to an airport and you don't help me with my bag, you are getting no stars. Now, the only thing I found problem of this is that she will grant him no stars and she'll help me with my bags. Now, I won't go that far of giving the Uber driver no stars because they don't help me with my bags. I mean, that's a little bit extreme. But is it far-fetched for her to think that they could possibly help her with her bags or not? Because I know a lot of people in the comments saying, oh, she felt entitled, she's a nasty spirit, and she's, what was the other word she saw? What was another word? I tweeted about it. Oh, elitist. That's what it was. She felt like she's elitist, she's entitled, she's a nasty spirit. That's what you get. It's like that. Taxi drivers and Uber drivers, right? Sometimes they expect to get tips. It's not required to get lit, but they expect it. So what would qualify you to get a tip if you're a driver besides doing the bare minimum, which driving me to point A to point B? So like that. So if your bare minimum is to drive you point A to point B. Now, I know in the description description, it's in their description description, yes, to drive the destination, but also help your customers at some point every now and then. If I have a lot of luggage and I'm going with your car, it doesn't hurt you. You don't have to do it, but it doesn't hurt you to help and support and open your truck, help with the luggage and everything. That's what sometimes you might get tips. And you get, it's like that. I have Uber drivers who get out and help me with my luggage if I have anything. Sometimes I do it myself. But I have some of them who get out, and I was like, oh, no, what, they go above beyond. That's customer service. And you get tipped. Now, I know some people don't do that, but I would not go too far and not give them no stars like Candiace did. But it's not far-fetched for her to think that it's an expectation, or at least some requirement of helping with my luggage. That's all part of it. So yes, they could do the bare minimum and not help, but they won't get no tip. Imagine that a driver is lousy and you don't help with my bags. So you expect you gonna get something service? No, and that's not how it works. So I'm not gonna make her feel like she's entitled or she's elitist. I think she will go too far and give them no stars. And that means you had a terrible service. And just because they help you your bags. I just feel like, why y'all jumping down her neck? Which some of y'all will probably feel the same way if y'all go in your Uber driver or your taxi and you want help and you have luggage and you want to put in the car or you're on the airport. They could at least help. I know a lot of drivers don't do it, but I will not call you elitist or entitled because you need to have that done. Because at the end of the day, that's customer service. I work in the customer service field. I'm a concierge. Some of you who don't know that, I'm a concierge. If y'all don't know what concierges are, they work in luxury, rentals, buildings, or co-ops, residentials, condos, apartments. Yeah. So like that. So, right, Tracy? Right. I feel like it's like an expectation if it was a person car service. I work a concierge. And cloud harvest is, it's like, if you don't know what it is, I know some of my nieces don't know what it is. Think of a hotel desk agent working the desk and doing services in the building. That's what concierges are. But the only thing is that we don't charge. You know, they get apartments, they go to leasing consultants, and stuff like that. They get an apartment, but I'm there to help answer questions, to answer phone calls, to help with any service requests that need to be done, delegate whoever needs to be going to the apartments, collecting packages, signing packages, put it up, all that stuff like that. So it's not a bad, hard job, but it's a good paying job when you get into it because most of those buildings are union. But most of the jobs who concierge are union concierge, so you usually stay there for years and years and years and everything, and stuff like that. So I could do my bell. I could do my bare minimum. Sometimes, and I have a resident in my building who was visual impaired, and sometimes he calls down and he help warm up his food and stuff like that. I don't have to do it, but I do it because I understand it. Because I say we all gonna get old at that point, and sometimes I feel bad because like he can't do things for himself. Because I have a conversation with him, it's like he just feel like bad that he can't do things for himself, and to the point he's 100 years old and he wants to not to live anymore. And it's like every time you call, I said I would do that because at the end of the day, that's a service that I'm taking a go beyond in my service to do something like that. Because at the end of the day, he can't do stuff for himself, so why I can't do that? Yes, and it's like that. It's some things in my job that I don't have to do, but I do sometimes because it's customer service. And if you don't do it, it's not bad thing not doing it, but at the same time, it's like. You expect something, you get something. You do have to go out the way. You also you got to go out the way all the time. So I'm just saying that Uber driver or taxi driver and everything, I do have experience where they do help me, and then that will encourage me to tip them. I say, okay, they do open me on the job. And yes, you can just drive me up point A to point B. It's fine. I get my own bags or else like that. But if you can do it, it's something like that. So I don't feel like she was entitled or elitist for thinking that, but I don't go that far. I give them those stars. I mean, that's probably a big notch, but. I don't knock her for expecting that, or at least have some expectation they could help. All right, let me see. I know customer service has gone down. We would ask people in phones at the register ignore you in stores, but I would say when I drive for a living, I did put luggage in my trunk for my packages. Hey, all right, Tiffany. Hey, that's what you do. It's courtesy and it's her choice. I probably leave a star or two and say why. Okay, I hear that. I feel like it's an expectation if it was a person call service. Okay. I get that, yeah. They always help on my bags, and I have always the one with extra tip. Why? Well, boy, I hear that. Yeah, to help my luggage. Like this. Yes. I'm a concierge. Yes, and I work in luxury residential building. So yes, it's giving me a good. That's why I get. That's gonna fall over this. Missy, you do all this. In my studio apartment, I love it. Be like, hey, I live in my own, so I feel like it's a basic Uber. It's a 50-50, but Uber Black, then yes, I respect it. Yes, I agree. Some people mentioned in the comment, if it was Uber Black, yes, you should respect it because you pay more money that they should do this or that's like that. But regular Black, basic, yeah, it's a 50-50. Like I said, not all people do it, but I will not call anybody elitist or entitled if you at least want that service to be done good for you. Like that. So I know a lot of people was reading her because they don't really like her in the first place, but go that far to call her like I was like, all right. I was like, it's customer service, y'all. At the end of the day, you don't have to do it. But if you go beyond and beyond, people remember that. So it's my building. It's like have a good smile. They come home, they work. I smile and say, how you doing? What's going on? And everything. I might be serious, but I still give you a smile and everything. And I just probably brighten the day. That's gonna say this is money maker, see? And then every end of the year, all service building services get the tips for residents and everything because I service for the year. But other than that, you just gotta do it. And then throughout the year, when you help out with the luggage or you help out with their boxes, like for example, if I'm at the door, I'm mainly at the desk, but if I'm at the door and a person drive in and they want a belt, and they want a luggage cart, I can get their luggage cart. That's my expectation of getting the luggage cart. Now, I don't have to help them get their stuff at their car. And if I do that, that's going beyond my job description. That's customer service like that. So they can tip you and something like that. But yeah, you can still do your bare minimum. Doesn't mean that you will be bad customer service. But some people remember the things that you do for them. So driving a car, I feel like it's a toss up. I feel like you could help out. You don't have to do it, which I understand. But when you get a tip from me, then I should expect more service. It's like a delivery guys. I know some of y'all have some funny. Some of y'all have stories of delivery people. You expect them to deliver your food in hand to hand, right? and go to your right building. I had delivery guys go to the wrong buildings, leave the luggage thing, take a picture, and move out somewhere else. Not even consider that they got the wrong building. Or leaving the curve. Or leaving the table. I said no. If I order food, go in my food directly. Or someone who drives so recklessly had the full food spill it on in the bag. Like, you didn't see this? But yet, they will get mad if you don't tip them. I said, why I'm tipping you if you don't handle my food right? Now, it'd be one thing if the restaurant bagged my food wrong and then you didn't realize that. I understand that. But it's another thing when they did it right and you go all over the place with it. And then I work in a building with elevators. They'll deliver guys who don't want to go upstairs. I said, take the elevator. You're not taking your freaking upstairs. You're not taking the steps. Shoot. Your job is delivered to the person who paying you and tipping you. So you say, oh, no, I know I'm just going to do this. I double park and everything. And we have a driveway, so you don't have to double park. So I don't understand. Like, y'all not doing the most. But that was that with the Candiace thing. Because I was like, child. Stop sharing that. Let's go on to the next one. Wait, hold up, y'all. The next topic is the Kelly Bowler topic. I need to see which one was that. Child, I remember you told me that story. I was like, child. And get upset with you when you did something. You supposed to deliver to me, not putting no freaking curve. I ain't say my name was a curve. So take it to me. Child. Hold up, y'all. I'm trying to get this article. All right. So, yes. So, this guy, Kelly Rowland did an interview with Marsai Martin. They did like a movie together, right? Or a show together. And I don't know what led him to start talking about it, but he started comparing her to Beyonce. Or call her a second fiddle to Beyonce. And I'm saying, I'm tired, y'all. Every time Kelly do an interview, y'all always want to bring up Beyonce. Yes, that's a sister and best friend, but please, y'all, let Kelly talk about Kelly. But I'm glad had Kelly got him together in a classy way. Because she got and everything. And I like when Marsai was there next to her. She said, yeah, yes. Mm-hmm. I said, yes, you better be a cheerleader. All right, let's listen to what they said, and then we get to the commentary. Hold up. Oh, so let me take this off.
Okay. So I don't take somebody. Light attracts light. I am light.
All right, hold on. Let me get this together. I want the beginning.
That's such an interesting run for so many reasons. You and Angie just had a great conversation on her podcast about Angie gave you flowers for your ability to play second to Beyonce, which for so many, I don't want to speak for me. Everyone who gets in the entertainment business gets into it to be the man, right? Just me working with Ebro takes my own ego. Hates it. Yeah, hates it. It's my own. My ego has to be in check. Even though when he's not here, I'm like, you know what? I kind of prefer Ebro come back. But it does take an ego check. And you happen to be standing next to the brightest light on planet Earth. Like, you think Big Boy from Outkast has it tough being next to Andre. You're with Beyonce, and not only did you not like fight it, it seems like you really loved the position that you were in and took it seriously. And
here's the thing. Light attracts light. I am light. So I am a beautiful brown shining light. So I don't think anybody's light dims anyone else's. I think that when other people start to compare you, I think that that's when it shows how dim they are of themselves. So I don't take somebody else trying to dim my light anymore for anybody else. I love B. I know that she's a light, but I know that I'm a light too.
But it's also created such an interesting role for you where, like, you could have rested on your laurels and just been like, hey, I'm part of this iconic group. My best friend's the biggest star in the world. We kick ass. We're awesome.
Yes, and her best friend / sister is one of the big stars in the world too. So it's like people only see things one-sided. You know what I mean? So I don't like when they just put one person in one place. Like, we both shine together. I'm shining with Marseille. We're shining together. Right. It's always been like patriarchy to me, or even now, like everybody's actually taking the hit up and start to believe this thing where, well, only one woman can do this and they shine the biggest. Right. My sister has knocked down doors and made positions for so many women that look like her, that are deeper shades than her or brighter or whatever, but specifically for Black women, and put Black women in other places that, you know, we're grateful for. You know what I mean? But also somebody else did that for her, and another group has done that
and
for
you're
us.
doing that for other
and I do it for other brown girls. So it's just a cycle and a space for all of us to open up doors for each other instead of compare. Don't be so limited. And I feel like people who compare are limited in their minds, and they limit themselves. And so don't do that to other people.
Well, and do you think that people see it as in the world, and this is what, no matter your
So I heard what she said and everything. My thing is that it never fails. Every time I see an interview with Kelly, it's like that. The ones I saw, and I know she did other things as well. It's always ask her about Beyonce. How she made second fiddle, how she did this, how Beyonce big cross like that. And I say, y'all don't notice that Kelly really is a big star herself too, right? She mentioned on the interview herself. International star. She did well for herself. Music. This is from Ebro Morning News. I don't know what that podcast is. Yes. The music. Because she was big on the club scene music too, herself. Music, movies, philanthropy. She did an X Factor. She did a lot of things. She'll put Little Mix together. She'll put she did her own TV show and everything. It's a lot of things. It's like, so she is great in her own light. Yes, Beyonce's a big star, but she's a big star as well. So the fact that y'all trying to dim her light and saying that, oh, she's second fiddle and she this is that and all stuff like that, and she did this and Beyonce this, like that. I like Beyonce and I love her music. And I like Kelly music too. And I like Kelly as a person. I love them as a person. So I was like, why do we have to do this every time Kelly get in an interview with someone? They never fails to mention Beyonce. And I'm not saying she's going to be hating her sister and her best friend, and she's not. They love each other. They support. And it was more than she said. They support each other on the birth of their children. They always been there together. Even Michelle is around. It's like they all support each other. Even though they're not in a group anymore, they all still shine. And they all is supporting each other in their endeavors. They still call each other up. They still have conversations. They still do things together. And the fact that y'all still want to, especially the Beyonce and Kelly, compare them all the time. All the time. It's like, we get it, y'all. We can't. And it's a timing. And I'm glad that she kept it professional. And she kept it cute. And she handled him correctly. And got him together a little bit. And classy. So at the end of the day, I am a shining star as well. And it's not just Beyonce. Just because her name has only been shown, I'm still here. And after I said, why we do Kelly's her own empire? She is. Got 2 beautiful boys, married, doing everything. Listen, she doing her damn thing. And I always go support them. Always go support. And I said, why we gotta keep doing this over and over and over again? I was like, and then he did somewhat attempt to apologize. Even that apology was bull crap. He said, I ain't meant to say that. I ain't meant to bring this up. I was like that. I said, you meant something because I don't know what prompt y'all. When it's Marseille and her together, y'all should have kept on the project they did together. It kept it like that. Why do you feel the need to bring that up? What you want Kelly to say? To curse you out, to get upset, to say what? To talk trash about her sister? She ain't gonna do that. She's not. But I know I'm getting tired of y'all asking about that. Yeah, she's an international star. So she's not dim her light for a second fiddle for anyone. And obviously she goes hand in hand on being successful and being an influence of people behind her. Like, I'm a chocolate bright light. I know that's right. Because chocolate is great. Y'all could shoot. And there's no comparison. Just doors opening up for more to come in. Yes, and like she said, there was group that opened doors for Destiny Child. And then Destiny Child opened doors for other people behind them. And then when they got their own individual careers, Beyonce opened doors for other women. Kelly opened doors for other women too. Michelle does her own thing. I've always asked Michelle because I don't know how people want to play her, but she's still doing her own thing. She's quiet, but she's still doing her thing too. So, but you cannot knock that they've been successful 3 of Destiny Child that survived for a while. So it's, at the end of the day, stop doing this comparison. I know it's a tie. I know if I was in a group and I always get compared to someone else, I said, listen, y'all need to stop doing this. And you don't want to be rude, but then they will go around and say, oh, Kelly, this, you know how they be out. So it's like, damn, you do, damn, you don't. I know she's tired of it, but she gonna keep it classy and keep it cute. That's what she did. And she answered the question and just realized that I'm a light as well. And stop doing that. I'm not second fiddle to someone else. She got the bright star and not behind her like this. No. She's doing her just like everybody else. Yes. And yes. So they got to Shelly. Oh, Shelly. Oh my gosh, Jill. They got to Kelly Boo. Love you. And I tweeted that too. And I said, yes. It's like, what was this food? It's like, oh my gosh. It's just like, I don't know anything about asking them when Destiny Child come back. Like, I would love the Destiny Child come back. But at this point, we can't do that when we know Beyonce father holds the name of the group. So I'm sure they're not doing that. Because he still owns the name. I think so at this point. Yeah, he still owns that name. So it's like, that's why if they do get together and perform, they say Beyonce, Kelly, Michelle. They don't say Destiny Child. Because you don't want him owning any rights in the music or at least any claim on income. So it's like, I know they ain't getting back together, so mind your business. I know she did TikTok. First off, it's mind your business. Like, mind your business. Like, if they decided to get together, like, not too long ago, Kelly and Michelle sung together in like an event, something. They sung together. So it's like they still support each other and they still around each other. So stop it. I know I would love to hear another album, but Destiny Feel what Destiny Feel. And they support each other. It's like, it is what it is. As I admitted, thoughts of like Kelly and Beyonce and shit, stuff like that. But it's at the end of the day, Kelly's doing her thing and Beyonce doing her thing. And hopefully Beyonce release the visuals because we on your neck, B, like child. And I do gotta see that movie that Kelly did on Netflix. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. I think it is. It's like a horror kind of movie with Ludacris. And that's the one with Marseille in on it or not? Or it was something else with Kelly and Marseille. I gotta figure that out. All right, let's get to the Xscape Drama, y'all. We got the last 2 topics, and we about to call it a night. I'll read it to y'all since it's, hold on. Let me see. I know we talked about the last two topics on the panel, but I know some of y'all probably wasn't on the panel, so give a little input about how I feel about these two topics in further depth. All right. Xscape. We all know the Xscape group with Candy, Tamika, Tiny, and Natasha. It's always going to be a foursome to me because they sound together as a collectively was good. Just remember that time when Candy decided, because Candy said she didn't want to do new music. So, but then she said she never wanted to leave the group. She just didn't want to do new music and everything. And I know they had like a couple of music was an Xscape 3. And to be honest, it didn't get to feel like I wanted to when they had all four. So I was like, nah, I was not supporting Xscape 3. I want all four members, or I'm not supporting it at all. So like that. So I was like, it just sucks that they had this drama going on now. And I do have to see the performance. I go on YouTube later and find out the performance and see what they did. Because I guess they honored them at the Lifetime Achievement Awards and Soul Train, later Soul Awards. They got honored. So I did the performance. And it was great. It's great to have that. And I think SWV got that years ago before they got it. So it's like, why this had to come to be? So, you know, it all started from the award show. So they did a amazing performance. They all was in sync. But in the red carpet, somehow Latasha was a different dress than the other three ladies. Now, all four looked nice, but it did look like she was the head person and everybody was backup singers. It did look different. And I said, what happened? It's like y'all was coordinated in the award show, but y'all was not coordinated to the carpet. And what led to that? So let's read some of those things. Let me get into the commentary. All right. Maybe I and Latasha didn't know the dress code or what the other ladies planned on wearing. Maybe she honestly didn't know. Did y'all think of that? And she is not required to dress like the other ladies. None of them had to dress similar. This is a celebration of Xscape as artists, their longevity and their incredible music, not about how they were dressed. Thank you, because they didn't tell me anything. It's more than that than people know. Candy said, Natasha, the only thing for people to know is that you choose to have a separate status from the rest of the group. You choose to separate yourself. Do not blame us for that. Stop continuing to put out this false narrative. Yes. Get off here. Check your Twitter. Okay. I just hate to see them go at it like this. I do too. To hate them, see them go off like that. Because I was like, I like Xscape. But it's always been like a problem before. Like, remember before Natasha, they had a like issue that Natasha. Oh, you sent me a message, Dominique? Because I'm on Twitter now. Ooh. Okay. Oh, you definitely gonna read this after that. Shell Robin. Yes, I'm just hating to go that like this. It's like, so I'm gonna read Latasha's statement in a minute, but I would say I know in the past that it was also some issues that Latasha was trying to leave the group and do her solo career and everything. That was probably the tension behind that. And I know she mentioned in her little Xscape show they had, and I didn't really see it, and I don't know why I didn't really see it. Maybe because I was not in the mood to watch it, but I was like, she said no, it was not because I want to get an old solo project. That's why I want to escape the group. I leave the group. A lot of the group have problems. I'm sure it's one of the other things. Otherwise, the group has some issues. But I feel like, yes, one thing that will kind of upset me if we're supposed to be a group, then one person want to leave and do a solo project. Yes, that would probably upset me. That would probably cause a contention because we was always a foursome, and now all of a sudden you want to do your solo project. Like what? Don't get me wrong. We'll support you, but go leave us. Everything, and I know sometimes the thing is not together, but if we always have an image together, because sometimes people like to feel like you do well in the group, then you do best successful in the solo artist. And it's saying no, sometimes you don't sound great in the solo artist. You might be better as a group member. Yeah, but it is what it is. And so always been an issue, and it also was a drama with the husband and being involved and stuff. So it was always a plague in me, and I hope they got back. They got over that, and I think they did, and they was on the right path. Doing this floor shows, being on it, coming back and again. People escapes love people, and they did the tours. It was great. Now we come to this mess, and it's all over nocturnal again. Now she don't Natasha don't want to do this tour right now. She said she would do the tour dates. It is a personal promoter that's not involved. Let's read her statement, and then we go dissect her statement because there's some comments about the statements. All right, let me get off of this one. Stop screen and then share the other one. First off, I'd like to apologize to all the fans. It's so unfortunate that I had to tell my truth this way. However, in this new space, I won't be silenced about who has the bigger following. So I guess in some way, shape, or form, I think she feel like Candy is silenced her, or people following more of Candy's word and not hers. So she was saying, I'm sorry, I won't be silenced by people thinking she has a bigger platform, and I don't have the bigger platform as her. So everybody go by her word and about besides mine. And I said, I don't know, it's a Candy between Natasha thing, and I know some people always said that like they two always had kind of beef for some reason. Shape or form, don't know what the reason why. Y'all watch the show, y'all tell me. If I don't say anything, I'm dragged. And if I do say something, I'm dragged. So here it goes. Which I understand that. Damn you do, damn you don't. If you don't say nothing, you will be dragged. If you do say something, you'll be dragged. Because nobody gonna really believe you. All right. Me having my own stylist initially came with the group was at odds with the original stylist being overcharged. Being overcharged. The group as a whole felt a way about it. So when they decided to use him again, I had already made the decision to work with someone else to avoid the confusion. We done 3 shows together that my stylist styled me and the other ladies were looks by their stylist, which were all in sync, just like the performance look for the awards. My stylist had their stylist was in contact all week about the performance look. So I don't see how this same info was not shared for the carpet. Had any of my sisters came to my defense, it wouldn't have been gone this far. Instead, they wanted to watch me being dragged on the internet as if I was the problem or this was done intentionally, which was untrue. So the whole thing of the stylist thing, yes, I do understand that. If the stylist was overcharging you and I feel type of way about that as a group decision, if y'all decide not to use them again or go by something else, that's fine. But so because that it was so worried about that, Natasha decided to get her own stylist, but they decided to continue using them again because I guess they worked out the logistics of the charging and everything. So I feel like because she had to wait a little bit more and see they worked it out with the stylist, so y'all all be in sync. But I do understand that if y'all always want to in sync, even though she had her own stylist and y'all always want to in sync with your style, how come this carpet was so different? What led to this different of the conversation? Because if the stylist was always in sync, now all of a sudden this thing is like, who dropped the ball? And I feel like it was a stylist. Somebody didn't communicate something at all to make it look like she was intentionally trying to be different from the other ladies. And the fact that I know the comment that fans said, oh, well, they don't all have to look alike. I said, excuse me, but if it's a war show and we be on it, we all should be in sync in some way, shape, or form, fashion of our clothes. We don't have to wear the same thing, but our color schemes or something had to be matching together because that's what it is. You're not a solo artist. We are a group. So group aesthetics need to be the same as much as, or at least cohesiveness, and as much as being standout individuals. So yes, I feel like in the red carpet, yeah, that all should have been in sync in some way, shape, or form, in the color scheme and all. But the fact that other had one color and she had this different gold color and make it look like, let me on, they all look nice. But it was so crazy. So let's move on from her statement because I don't know who dropped the ball there. The reason I'm not doing a tour is because the promoter, the girls are on tour with threatening my husband's life. The promoter was initially brought to the table by my husband for a few shows. 2 other ladies had COVID on the show, or Panorama on the show dates. So my sister and I performed alone in Atlanta. And the other show we had to pull out of. There was the deal went left over a situation that couldn't have been resolved. The promoter then referenced again getting my husband head touch and me being a widow. What would you have gone to tour with? Would you have gone on tour with him? If that was any of their husbands, they definitely wouldn't have done that tour either, which I will have supported. Like I told them in management, I'm available for any dates that doesn't include that particular promoter. I choose family and loyalty over everything, but when my sister chose to disrespect our mother on a public platform, I literally couldn't stomach it, and we haven't spoken since. I'm trusting that God was restored and bring my family back together. This hurts. Love. So what y'all think? So with the promoter thing, it's involving husband. Like I said, I don't know what transpired between those two and the promoter and that, for that the promoter could say that towards her husband. Which I understand. If you threaten my husband's life and everything, do I want to continue working with you and everything? But I feel like if the promoter was problematic, will he be problematic with the other 3 as well, and not just you and your husband? It's like, I don't understand, because it seemed like the reason why I had an issue in the past was your husband was involved as well. So I don't know, because if it's always a common denominator with your husband and you have issues, and with management or promoters and whatever, maybe your husband shouldn't be involved as much, and you won't have much issues going on with the group and management. Because I do agree with her. If it was any other husbands saying that, and they would probably going on with them as well. But the fact that your husband was the only one he had this beef with, and nobody else had an issue with the promoter, it just feels kind of weird to me. Now, I understand your decision not going on tour because you want to be with a promoter, some way, shape, or form. So be it. Now, there's another thing that people had, and I want to know your opinions about that. Tamika, the sister of Latasha. Do you feel like, because Tasha did not do this tour, do you feel like Tamika should have stand by her and continue not to tour with her as well? Or you feel like she continued to go? Because maybe people saying that, I don't care what my sister does, I would probably support my sister and everything, and I'll stand by her on her side, and I want to do my tour. It's not about the money and everything else like that. But I was thinking that, I was like, yes, I understand that she support her sister and be there for her sister's decision, but should I stop my bag as well because of the situation I have at hand? Doesn't mean I will support her. Doesn't mean I can't probably understand that. But at the end of the day, yes, that's a sister, but she also a group member. And this is their livelihood. This is how they make money for their table and their family. So, do you feel like Tamika should probably support her sister and stand by her side and not do the tour as well? Because I saw a lot of comments about that too. So I want to see what's going on. And I want to know what happened and what Tamika said about the mom that make her not talk with her sister anymore. Latasha don't want to talk to her sister anymore at this moment. Because I feel like they will get back. They will get better, and they will work things out. But I feel like Tamika also has family that she had to feed. And it's not fair for her to stop the tour or whatever and everything. So what y'all feel? Do y'all feel like Tamika was wrong for not standing by her sister? Not there yet? Oh, I guess nobody got no comments. Okay. If y'all got any comments, y'all leave it down below the description box. Yeah, I want to know y'all how y'all feel. Y'all think like Tamika is wrong for not standing by her sister? Hey, there's more drama with the group. It is. What else is last topic? If my sister's wrong, I'll tell her. Exactly. Yeah, I feel the same way. If my sister's wrong or something like that, I would tell her it's wrong. Or my brother's wrong, I would tell her it's wrong. But I would not stop my bag because of it. So I don't think it's fair. It's right to tell people to tell Tamika that she can't do the tour or do the group because she didn't stand by her sister, or at least probably stand by her sister and everything, what everything was going on. I think it's a tough spot because she also a group member. Yes. All right, y'all. The last topic. Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way. She got bills to pay too. This is her livelihood. So it's not fair for her to understand that she supports her sister, which I know. I know recently there was a video out there that doing a tour Tamika broke down and she started crying a little bit once she performed. So I guess she missed her sister because it's always been for her. But it still had to say her decision. She still got to do it. She got to do. All right, let me get to this thing. All right, so let's listen to the last topic. We'll talk about Shanquella Robinson. I know we talked about this in the thing, so we're going to quickly talk about how y'all feel about this. Any more thoughts that y'all have about Shanquella Robinson? And we're going to end it here and call it a night. All right. Let's just do this.
Feeling well, she had alcohol report.
Fun long weekend for 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson and her group of friends who went to Cabo to celebrate one of their birthdays.
She told me they had a chef they was getting ready to eat. They was eating tacos, something, salad or something to eat. And I said, well, okay, I love you. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I never talked to my child again, and she never made it back home.
Robinson's mom, Salamandra, says within 24 hours of her daughter's arrival, she was dead. Figuring out how or why has only added to the family's nightmare. It started with a frantic call from Robinson's friends.
They said she wasn't feeling well. She had alcohol poison. They couldn't get a pulse. Each one of the people that was there with her was telling different stories.
It's when the family made calls to the FBI and Mexican authorities that they learned of another potential cause of death.
When the autopsy came back, they said it didn't have anything to do with alcohol. Said that she had been, she had a broken neck and her spine in the back was cracked. She had been beaten.
Salamandra says the entire group came back from Mexico, leaving her daughter's body there. Nearly 2 weeks and $6,000 later, her body is back home. But answers have been hard to come by.
You know, I know that's not going to bring my child back, but I want something done about it.
Queen City News has spoken with officials at the U.S. State Department in Mexico who refute the claim that Robinson was murdered, saying the police's initial indication is that there was no clear evidence of foul play. Here in Charlotte, her family refuses to believe their daughter's death was an accident, and they vow to find the truth of what happened that night in Cabo.
No one told the same story, so I never believed them anyway.
Queen City News obtained Robinson's death certificate, which lists the cause of death as severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, which is instability in the uppermost vertebrae. In the section where police could have noted any sign of intoxication, it says, person found unconscious on her living room.
And they didn't call us to the very last minute. And then on top of that, they said the maid found her.
The group stayed here at Villa Linda 32, a property listed on CaboVillas.com. A rep of the company says the group called the concierge for help Saturday afternoon. The concierge called a doctor who gave CPR. Robinson died at 3 p.m., an estimated 15 minutes after her injury. We obtained a list.
All right. Imagine you're going on a trip, a group of friends, supposed to be a designated trip, having a good time, having fun, and then in a minute, within less than 24 hours, you don't end up coming back home. Imagine you're a parent of a child who went on a trip and get a call. So your parents, your daughter or your son is not coming back home because they went on a trip with a group of friends. And then those same group of friends come to my house with that person, with my son or daughter luggage, or in my face telling me that she died of alcohol poisoning and stuff like that. And all 4 days straight coming to my house telling me some different stories. And y'all all had different stories. Y'all could not get it together and tell me what happened. And then y'all stopped showing up with a real autopsy came out and said was the cause of death. You want me to tell me y'all sit in my freaking face and tell me this? They don't even know. Nobody can tell me exactly what happened. And that's why I understand when people may feel like it was premeditated and it was like predetermined that it was going to do something to her at the Mexico trip. Because it didn't even waste any time before her lose her life. And the fact that she felt like the energy off, it's like, I don't know, premeditated, like Spirit said. They could have got their story straight if they was going to be playing this thing together and say, okay, this will happen, this will say, if somebody question us, we're going to say this like that. But there was piss poor people to even do this, because I feel like when they put that camera on from then on, I feel like they were all on the same page with that. Before they got there, I don't think they really planned that yet. But when they got to that villa and they was getting together and everything, and they started recording and Bam was trying to say that wouldn't have been a lie. And that's what they was trying to put together and predetermine and do something about this girl when they got to there. And that happened is that one girl for her, and then another person body slammed herself. We didn't see that video, and it caused injuries, and that caused her death. And then y'all leave her at the freaking Mexico and go back home, and it's only tell her it was alcohol poisoning. Now you haven't settled down in yet. Y'all wasn't drinking like that. It was nothing in her system. So y'all know what happened, and y'all freaked out because you know she didn't end up staying alive, and y'all ran home to the mom and tell us a bullshit story, thinking y'all was all cool, and y'all was not. Feel like the friends didn't care for her like that, were jealous of her because she was doing well for herself, and unfortunately, she had to lose her life in Mexico. And if I were a parent, I would have been freaking furious. And yes, FBI picked up because it was a gain of traction on the social media because they was going to deem it like it was no foul play. I had initially was no foul play when mysteriously she just ended the villa. It had to be something going on there. And I feel like they put out after posting because they got the statement from them, the kids who was in there. They had a statement from them, and that's what they put out. Until they actually did further investigation, realized that's what was the cause. And they said he got there early. There was signatures of everyone checked in, and his badge was included. Everyone checked in. Yes, know your worth and use discernment and build the friendships. Exactly, but also same things like you never know what somebody's real intentions are. That's why I know shame people who don't say they don't have a lot of they don't have a lot of friends. Not because they bad friend themselves. I feel like they feel like it's better to keep my circle of friendship small and then being large and everything. Because even then, some people with real intentions, you never know. You never know what's inside their head. That's when you have friendship that ends years and years being together and realize y'all never was good friends. As yes, usable discernment, distrust, and everything, and then go destination trips. You're supposed to enjoy yourself. That's why I had never really. Well, I went to different states before, but I never flew. If I'm gonna fly somewhere and try to enjoy myself, I want to enjoy. I don't want to deal with no negative energy. But then again, when I feel some negative energy, I want to go anywhere. I'd rather stay here in my new bubble here, stay in my New York and enjoy. It's a lot of things to do here. They go somewhere else and unknown territory, which I can't. No man, no bacon, no ham, no cheese. I'm so upset. I'm not sure if I'm typing clear. I hope justice is being served. And then I saw the father clip, and he broke down because it was his only daughter, and I think it's only child too, and like he didn't feel like his daughter should have left before him, and that he had to bury her, and something was going on. She made a villa. That whole friend group who was there at that room deserve to be charged for this. Go down for this. The fact that y'all have different stories, meaning that y'all try to cover your behind, and y'all not doing well, because make us more suspicious on yourself. And like justice for Shanquella Robinson. Justice for her, because that's touching, that's sad. And just be careful when you around, y'all. Just be careful. If the energy feel off, don't force it. Don't force it. Yes, Brittany. Put them in jail because they deserved it. Because somebody know what's up. And that friend and everything who was in there saying, and then the video, please fight back. If the girl don't want to fight back, why are y'all videos? That's another thing, the videotaping thing. I know this day and age, everybody loves to put the camera out. Sometimes it helps in the benefits because sometimes things is shown that can help the case, but sometimes it doesn't help. In this case, it helped on the fact that she was not self-defense, she wasn't fighting back, so they can't use that. Oh, I was defending myself. No, you beat the girl, and she didn't want to fight, and she was naked, and you had clothes on. Everybody in the room had clothes on. She was naked. See, I'm going to humiliate the girl on social media. That's why I said when they started putting their camera on, that's when they was on the same page. Yes, and I hope when they close their eyes, they see her face haunting them every day for the rest of their lives. Child, jealousy, envious is crazy. They probably secretly hate this girl, and we don't know the reason why. There's different stories out there, and I also hate when people put out different false narratives and statements out there. How we go from there and they're saying that she got beat by the transgender man and it was this, that. I was like, where are these coming from? Like, who is running with legs and people accepting it? It's like, let it be known. She went to the destination trip. She died in the villa. Her friends were in the room. One of the friends did it. End of story. Something happened. Their friends know something. Ran home, tell them about a different story, and then now they stopped seeing the mom and stopped communicating with the mom because after they found out the real results of the autopsy. Now you stop talking. You was all in my face all this time. Now you want to stop and disappear? Boy, get out of my face. Never fails. Never fails. So, justice for her. And I remember when I first heard the story, I said, I can't believe it. I can't believe it at all. And go out the country. And then escape back to U.S. is no. If they investigate and they find out it happened, they should go all your asses back and do prison in freaking Mexico. Point blank period. Y'all deserve what happened to y'all. Because some of y'all knew something. Fight back. No, she didn't want to fight. So why y'all recording? Why are we recording things? Nobody tend to help the girl. Naked and all. And there was another video out there when she was like, what's going on? What take y'all so long to get naked? Because I guess they went to swim and stuff like that in their own villa pool. And they was in the room having a conversation. And when they saw her in the room, I guess the guy who was in the video was in front of them trying to, I guess, warn the people. Now, we don't know exactly what it was plotting and that was what they were saying. But it's kind of weird that they wasn't getting undressed and they had a conversation. They got in the room, the energy changed. And that's what made me she go on the phone. She said, I don't know, the energy feel well, but we might get tacos or something like that. Justice for Shanquella Robinson, and I hope we get more information. I know more information is coming out, and FBI's on it. So, cause it's countries now, y'all. We ain't having that. Wait, yeah, gotta get passport. Yes, lose your life over stupid stuff. Petty stuff. Petty. But that was that, y'all. That was my thing. If you got any more comments, you can put it down in the comment section down below. Let me know how y'all feel about this case. And any other topics I did today with the Tia Mowry and the 8th grader and then the Candiace Tweet and Rowland and Xscape Drama. Y'all can put it down in the comment section of a replay game. I appreciate everyone y'all coming through. Don't forget, I may not do a live next Sunday, but I will do a live next Monday of Mr. Talks of the Hospital of Potomac, Love and Marriage Huntsville, The Sinner, Episode 2, and Cherish the Day. Also, this Wednesday, I'm going to do watch-alongs of Cherish the Day, The Sinner, and Wednesday. And don't watch along this Thursday because it's Thanksgiving. So I hope y'all all have a great Thanksgiving. If you're working, make that money and eat what you need to eat. If you go do Black Friday shopping, be safe out there. I know I did Black Friday shopping last year. I don't think I need to do one this year. But I'm going to have to order something from mother. But other than that, if you're also like that, join your families or join home, join your safe, everything. I still be around. So you can still contact me and everything. And hope y'all all going to have a great night. I can't wait to start my vacation on Thursday. So y'all going to be around. I've been watching the new season of Chucky, and it's so good. Oh, child, I need to get back. Oh, y'all, one thing funny. It was a clip of Chucky doing the Akbar V prayer. I don't know what Akbar V was doing. I was like, Akbar V, what the fuck is he doing, girl? Get off the internet and shit down with your old fake tongue ass. Look at what the hell. If you're gonna do some prayers, just keep it in English, girl. What you the fake tongues? Because I don't know what the hell you were saying, girl. I was like, Akbar V, girl, sit down. Sit down. I was like, girl, because I was like, who Akbar V did that? I was like, oh, bless your girl. Bless your soul, girl. Touch your heart. But that was that. I wanted to end with a little laugh because that was funny. I like, you have a great night. See y'all, talk to y'all later. And I love every one of y'all. Peace out. and I did forget, if y'all want to watch Potomac, Real Housewives of Potomac, I'm about to watch that right now, so I can do my review. Catch me on Discord, and I'm about to watch that in a few minutes. So if y'all want to watch it with me, go there. If not, I'll talk to y'all later tomorrow when I do premiere of the review of Potomac around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and we can connect there. All right? Yeah, have a good night.